Or mine?
Yep, the recorder is on. We just took an Aussie yen trade here. Uh, we have a rising stochastic, all right, and we have our hook here, all right. That hook is finished, that arrowhead, whatever you want to call it, at the close of this candle. So now this candle is our entry, and we also have it confirmed with our CSM. All right, we'll see what happens there. Let's put in a stop and a take profit. Let me bring this down a little bit, and oh, we got this R2 right up here, so that might be a decent. Let's see how far up it is. It's about 10 pips. Yeah, I'll go right above it so I can see it. And I didn't check my previous day's range. Okay, we've got a little room left on the previous day's range. Let's see what happens at this double top. That'll be important. And I want to bring my stop loss down to this low here. This shelf looks pretty good. And by that, I mean this tag and then this shelf right in here. We got a close or open. And this wick isn't much, but you get the idea.
Yes, we see. Okay, well, I got to send you that video. The Shangri-Las in like 1962 or something. They did a parody of, sorry, like a teenage angst love song. It was great. Anyways, never mind. No.
Yeah, I have no idea what that had to do with the chart. So you got to fill me in. What I missed something somewhere.
Well, what you said, do you
Do you see?
you
I think.
understand?
Oh,
You
okay.
understand? And so right after that, the lead singer says that in the group, the backup singers go, "Yes, we see."
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, so never mind.
Ah,
Okay, so now that I've got you totally distracted there, it's welcome to my brain.
discombobulated. All right, let's take a look at now. We're on an M5, so Aussie New Zealand, no Aussie yen rather. Let's bring that up to the top of the chart so we can come back to it later. And where are we by? Oh, we owe ourselves a couple of bucks. Okay, I didn't know where we were with this. I wish I could get 30-second charts on this, but I can't. Let's look at Aussie New Zealand. Should be long also if we have Aussie weakness, and it is. And again, same thing. Here's our hook. This time our hook was on the red candle. This is where the other hook ended here. But that's too far away to chase. Let's take a look at CAD yen. I'll check this first. And CAD is stronger than yen. And again, here's our hook, a rising RSI. Damn, we missed a bunch of trades. Okay. Well, we caught one. I mean, we caught one. That's it's all you can ask for. New Zealand dollar. Any thoughts or okay, this New Zealand dollar here had a rising uh, stochastic, but it made a hook here. Now, the only thing with the hook, if you remember, what we like to look for is this divergence. That I'll take that trade based on the divergence. You follow me? You see what that when that candle closed, when this candle closed, we had our nice divergence set, and now this could be an entry.
Okay.
Dollar CAD. Um, oh, again, I'm sorry. We had a falling RSI here. I keep saying RSI. You know what it is? I have a similar system with RSI, and that's what it is. And I used to trade that for ages. Um, we have our hook here of a falling stochastic. This was a beautiful trade, and then we have a secondary hook here. All right, and this was after 8:30 news, whatever that was, and that's still going, but I can't chase it. Or I choose not to chase it, is what I should say. Okay. If we get a divergence down here somewhere after the next hook, that could make for a decent long trade. New Zealand yen, again, very similar. But did we do New Zealand yen already? I must have done a different yen pair with that divergence on it. We've got a little bit of divergence here. That's going slightly lower. And this is definitely going higher here on these two peaks. So it's something to watch out for. All right. But again, this is immediately after news, so I usually like to give it a few minutes to calm down. Euro CAD. Falling, again, falling stochastic. And we had our signal here, and we had a signal here. Well, let's say here. All right. Pound yen. Let me see. This might have some possibilities. That's a price trap on a higher time frame. I'm not sure what's going on there. Pound is 5, yen is 2 and change. And we've got basically a flat RSI, so I'd like to see some divergence or something to go along with that. We have a flat RSI, and the RSI is biasing down. I may take this for a small scalp. Oh, I got a 5 pip spread on this. And how far is it to the bottom here? We might be able to squeeze something out of this. I just want to wait and see what's going to happen here. And I was trying to find my alert indicator, and I realized that it must be on one of my external hard drives, and I have to go hook those up and look for it. The one I had designed, it would give me a signal when a candle closed. Let me go here for a minute. It would give me a signal when a candle closed and this value was above 80. Then it would give me another signal when the candle closed and the value was below 80. All right, so there's our downward hook on that. Got a little bit of a Christmas tree here.
And well, Lou, if you take that, you're going to be opposite on the yens.
Yeah, a buy and a sell. I see that. And generally they'll move in the same direction. I would just. Oh, yeah. So, and then conversely, if price closed and the value was below 50, then if price closed and the value was above 50. But it's the only one I've ever seen that will do that. Most of them, they'll only give you like above or below. They don't give you in both directions. So that's why I'm trying to find that. And then we'd have the alert capability here. Slightly rising. This looks more like a buy than a sell, actually, when you look at the divergence here. See that? Oh, no, this would go up here. No, so that wouldn't work there. I'm looking at this point. Right. So I'm actually cutting through here, but that would be your divergence there. And again, another 5 pip spread. We do have room to the top. We're all green here. Let me go back and check the other Aussie yen. I don't want to double up on yens. Oh, see that double top held. Again, another case where I could have waited to see if we got a break above that. And yeah, we have some room to the top. I just have to leave it. If it goes, it goes. What was that other one we were looking at? Pound yen? Well, again, I need a fresh hook over here on pound yen to jump on that. Let's take a look at euro dollar. And again, this is just a big price trap here somewhere. And we got a real Christmas tree here. Where's euro and the dollar right on top of each other? So that explains all these piano keys and everything else. We have a rising stochastic but a falling price. Let's clean this up. What did I do? I eliminated one of the stochastics, didn't I? Okay. And I have to fix this line. Okay, there we go. Yeah, these numbers are all right. Okay, so we're euro dollar here. Let me squeeze this in a little bit so we could see what's going on. Euro dollar is starting to separate here, but I don't see anything compelling to take a short because this is rising and that's falling. And we've got this box here. Let's look at euro pound. Very similar to euro dollar. So this is clearly a euro situation. It looks almost identical. And again, we've got the rising stochastic. We've got a nice hook short here, right here on this candle. But with the rising stochastic, I won't take it, and we're sideways. And remember, it's a beauty contest. You want the best looking of the best looking trades. Now this is still overall long here because we have a rising stochastic and the stochastic is over 50. And these should be 15-minute charts, but I'll just stay with the 5s for the moment. All right, so that when you see that sort of when they're opposing each other, you want to wait until you get something more like this. See, we were at this point we had the falling stochastic. So then you'd be I'm sorry. We have falling stochastic here, but the overall market is still long because we're above 50. That's the key thing. We're above 50. So this trade would be a possible entry. All right. This trade would be a possible entry. And until we break 50, I always assume that we're going to be long only because many of these things are pullbacks in the uptrend. This is a clear uptrend here. So these are all pullbacks in the uptrend, essentially. Let's go to Euro Chef. This would be a nice, there's our hook right there. We could also do trend lines on this too. We probably will look for a couple of trend line trades. Dollar Chef. That's nice. That's a rising market. Well, this was our hook over here. Remember, this RSI is above, the stochastic is above 50. So you still think long until you have proof otherwise. But we're way too late on our signal. Aussie Chef. We get the double top thing going on there. And again, we're above 50. And we're above 80. And remember, above 80 does not mean that when you get a loop down, that the whole market's going to go down. So just remember that. If you see from here to here, we have a slightly downward action on the stochastic, but the stochastic is still over 50, and we're still making higher lows. And if you notice that from here, if you look at this low point here, and then look at the next low point, look how much higher that is, and yet on the candles there's almost no difference at all. Euro Aussie. Okay, well now I just need to see a downward hook on this, but we've exceeded yesterday's range here. So this is a situation where I may be looking for a divergence play of some kind. And what is that? Euro Aussie. It's Euro and Aussie. Let's move this up to the top of the list. I like to keep an eye on that. I don't see any divergences here just yet. And I don't see any trend lines here that I could draw. The only thing I could draw at the moment would be this, which would make some sense. And if this continues to go up and cracks that trend line, then, you know, we've got a pretty good situation for a long trade. And this is Euro Aussie. Oh, I moved it up to the top of the list. Okay. Aussie CAD. Okay, so here we're still long because we're above the 50. These are essentially pullbacks in the up market until we hear otherwise. And I don't see, I did it again. I deleted the, didn't mean to do that. Oh, I need to fix this and just make this a template, actually. And okay, done. The one play here, as you get more experience with this is a nice counter trend trade here. All right, because you got the break, you've got this trend line break and a break below 80. Now you don't know how far it's going to go because it's counter trend, and you know you've got this moving average right here. But again, counter trend trade, that's not a bad scalp. And we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me just double check that. We are 7 candles away. I miscounted somewhere. So this could give us another turn up. All right, back to the upside. Aussie CAD. Let's slide that up there. We'll take a look at that. Let's take a look at Dollar Chef. I think we looked at this already. Well, this is pretty obvious. You know, we've got a nice uptrend and we're bouncing right off of this moving average. We had another entry right here. And this was Aussie Chef. And there's nothing much here for us to jump on at the moment. That's gone already. Dollar Chef, I'm sorry. Let's take a look at Aussie Chef. Okay, Aussie Chef is giving us a trade here right now, as a matter of fact, but we've got this top up here. That same situation we had on the Aussie Yen. But that's our fulcrum right here, and that's stuck. And how far are we? Oh, we doubled yesterday's range. So well, I need to see this get above this, which is what I should have done on that first trade, but I didn't. So I need to see us break this level or break that high. And then that would have a lot more interest to me. Pound CAD. Okay, Pound CAD. Oh boy, that's a great short trade right there. Pound and CAD are just real close to each other though, so this could dance around in here. We've got a little room left from yesterday. This pivot seems to have held pretty solidly. And let's see where this candle closes. This could potentially be a decent short. 5 pip spread. So let me just figure this out. Let me see. That's 5 to there. That's 6. What's the spread? We could get 5 to the bottom here. Back to retest this bottom. It's been here 3 times already. 1, 2, 3. We just need to see the this candle close. And what is this pound CAD? And again, 5 pip spread. And we've got that 3-bar formation, not the one I like, but it is a typical pullback. 2 to 3 and 3 to 5 in your direction, 2 to 3 against you. 3 to 5, 2 to 3. So let's and that's what pound CAD. All right, I'll come back at the I don't have a new candle alarm on this. And how much till 9 o'clock? About 3 minutes. Okay, I'll come back to pound CAD. Let's take a look at pound dollar, maybe similar. Oh yeah. That was we need to see this. So it's either pound dollar, and they're all right on top of each other, pound dollar and pound CAD. But in this case, we had nothing on, wow, 45 pips yesterday.
Yesterday was just like watching paint dry, as they say.
Wow. Yeah, I see that. Wow.
I took 5 trades yesterday and made a total of about 19 pips. I mean, it was tough.
Yeah, you had to catch them early. But this looks like pound CAD or pound dollar. Oh, so here's a good question. Since this is a beauty contest, between pound CAD and pound dollar, which is the better looking chart? Since they're both pound. You follow me? So this is pound CAD. And now let's go take a look at pound dollar. Remember, it's a beauty contest. Which one looks like the best looking chart?
Well, pound CAD for me.
Okay. What do you say, Phil?
I would also say pound CAD.
Okay, I would say pound CAD also, just because it's got the more readable price action. All right, so there we are. Let that dance back a little bit. This Christmas tree is a little bit disturbing here, but new order, sell. I just want to jump on that. Come on, let me move my stop up to at 16 with a 5 pip spread. I'm going to go to this shelf here, right there. And again, that's tight. I should be up at the swing high and all that, but you guys know me already. And I'm going to come down here. I'm just going to kind of split the difference of these wicks here. All right, on the assumption that it should come down to this level again. All right, and that may be another slow mover. Let's push this up here. We were looking at Euro Aussie before, and it has not actually produced a trade yet. No. All right, and we were looking at Aussie CAD before, and oh, that produced it. That's what we were looking for. There's our hook. We need this candle to close short. This might be worth a shot. And it's all happening at the 9 o'clock. So we have to wait till 9:05 to come back and take a look at this. All right, so where were we? We have Aussie yen we're in. And we went long and it stalled out right there, did the pullback thingy. All right, which is, normal. And we want to see if we'll break this high. And that's Aussie yen. So Aussie is still strong. Yen is still weak. Aussie yen and pound CAD. Let's take a look at that. We're looking for a short here. We've got a falling stochastic. All right, and we've got a bit of an established downtrend here. These markets have been kind of anemic. Even pound CAD at 125, it's usually close to 200. Let's take a look at. Oh, wait, let me just get one more quick peek here. It could be a 1, 2, 3 there, but I'm not going to bail out on it. Something just stopped out. RCN is still in. Pound CAD must have spiked. Sure did. Spiked hard against us. Okay. My bias on this is still short until we get above these highs. Oh, we never finished the bottom of the list. Let's go down to Pound Chef. Pound Chef is rising. We had a couple of nice entries here. We had one here, one here. These are all right after 8:30. So we, yeah, I wish I could structure my, well, I can't. I would prefer to start at 8 o'clock because I like to get a beat on the 8 o'clock news, but that's when they come to pick my wife up. This was our entry here. That was a nice setup. Oh, here's another setup here. Bias is still down until we get above here. Or I have some divergence I can work with. And I don't see either one. Euro yen. And this is the issue when you're working with a new system is waiting for the setups. Nothing there. We got a little bit of divergence here. Pound dollar. Let's come back to that. All right. And oh, what was that one that pound CAD? Oh, it spiked against us. I sure hope they weren't watching again. I mean, my stop was right there. It was right on that shelf. I mean, it happens. It can be frustrating, but as I said, the normal stop would be out at this high. It's just a little bit
Cat is
more.
pro at that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And when you look at the spread, we'll bounce anywhere from. Oh, this doesn't do the other spread. I like the other spread indicator. It tells you what the range was because you could see like it would have a low of 5 and a high of 11.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, but that's I just have to accept it. That's trading. You see that? If I had it gone right there, I might have been okay. All right, let's start at the bottom of the list again and work our way up. Pound Chef. We've got a little bit of no divergence there. Nothing to do for a counter trend. We had this right here as a counter trend, but you see, because it's a pullback in an up market, you don't know how far that's going to go. This could give us a nice hook for another long trade. Dollar yen, nothing there. Let me go to the 15-minute charts. Just want to see if there's anything obvious there. Here was a nice divergence here on the 15. Nice divergence after the hook. Yeah, I didn't know the markets were so tight. And I haven't been reading. There's a couple of news sites I like to read that give me a real good beat on what's going on. Forex Magnets is one. Dukas Copy is the other, because they tend to have more of the institutional stuff. Also Forex Live, but they unless you know all of their little idiosyncrasies in the language, that can be a bit confusing. So here's a bounce off of the 18, and we've got a hook trying to form here, and we've got that 3-candle pattern inside this. This could be 4 candles, but this would be, again, another possible short. And we do have some room from yesterday's range, which was close to typical 179. So this might be something. We'll see what happens if this closes and gives us the hook we want. Well, it's gonna make an arrowhead for sure. Now the aggressive trade would be at the close of this would be to go short immediately on the next candle because we've got all of these bottled up in here, and we've got a tail tagging our 18. But again, this is a 15-minute candle, so we have to come back here in 10 minutes to take a peek at this and see what's going on. But even with that, that 3-candle pattern showed up. And we've got a hook forming, but it's not the close of the candle, so you got to stick with the rules. Am I going too fast in my analysis and talking this through?
No,
okay.
Oh, okay. Let's go to Euro Yen. Piano keys don't like it, but we do have a rising. Here's another one. And we've got room for movement here. We did 134 yesterday and only 50 today, 57. And that's a nice rising with a hook. I'm liking that. But again, it's a 15-minute candle, so we have to come back at 9:15 and assess this. Let's take a look at pound dollar. That's why I usually trade this on the 15. Again, pound dollar is another one. Pound dollar usually gives us a lot more, but I know the last time I set a trade like that, it really stuck inside that range. But this is a nice solid wick down here. And we may get a boost up on that. All right, so again, we have to come back at 9:15.
Yeah, we do have dollar news at 9:15 also.
Oh, okay. So that'll be interesting. And this is Aussie Chef. Aussie's the top chef. We've doubled yesterday's range, and we're continuing to go higher, it looks like. And again, the rising stochastic, and you can look at the entries here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There really weren't any bad entries here. Need a hook on that. We don't have it. So we'll come back and check these 9:14. Again, this is a falling stochastic, but it's a rising market, so these are likely to be pullbacks. Nothing there. Chef is a good one. And this is Euro Chef. Okay, Chef is at 150, Euro is at 3 and change. I could see that, but again, we're right at yesterday's range. Wow, this is an interesting market for this time of year. December should really be interesting when everyone wants to settle their books and close out and make a nice report for the stockholders at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, enter the French fear factor right now, too.
Yeah, that could certainly play on the markets. But I heard that the French stock market had bounced back pretty well, or was doing well in spite of. Now, I don't know what doing well over there means, but that was the quick blurb I heard.
Yeah, well, that means that the value of the franc is falling, right? I mean, whatever. I mean, they still use local currencies too, I believe.
Yeah. That's rising. But again, we've got this big price trap here. Where is this coming from? It's probably a 1-hour price trap. It could be this candle here. That's kind of wide. Let me go to a 30. No, go back to a 15. That's just an ugly chart. Okay, this is rising. It's kind of flattened out at the moment. An aggressive trade would be this trend line break. Okay, which is gone already. That would have been a very aggressive trade right there. Okay, I've got no trend lines here. Nothing, nothing there either. We've got room to the top on the pound yen. We've got room to move, I should say. So a hook up here wouldn't be a bad thing. But again, we'd have to come back in a few minutes. What's going on with this Aussie yen? This thing is going to be in a price trap all morning.
Yeah,
It's inside this candle. It's just stuck here.
it is. Yeah, it is. I actually got it. I just got a few pips on that one, but it's one of the few that's actually at its daily range. So for some reason, that one's been moving for the last month.
Yeah, well, we'll just keep an eye on it.
And its daily range is over 100. Can you imagine that in the Aussie Kiwi, Aussie New Zealand? Oh, wait a minute, you were talking about the Aussie yen. Huh?
Aussie yen is the one I was looking at, and we've
Sorry.
got a possible trend line here across these 2 points. So a break of this trend line might be a decent scalp. Nothing there. And again, these are 15-minute charts, so we saw these already from a different perspective. A little bit of divergence there, but that's gone already. And this could certainly give us another short here. That wants to give us a long trade. But we'll see. And I don't have 2 points here that I can put a trend line on, so. And I don't have 2 points here that I can put a trend line on yet either. Aussie New Zealand, tag the R2. I guess they're all waiting for this news at 9:15. Okay, that was the 9:15 candle. Now,
It's no big deal.
No, but this is our bias here would be long here. Again, well, let's go down to 5 minutes, see if there's a way into this trade. And yeah, we've got the rising and we've got the hook here. We need this candle to close.
Well, the news is virtually unchanged.
Okay, so we're not going to expect anything dramatic. I'll wait. Usually after a couple of minutes, they get into this thing, the revisions, where they add last month's updated data to today's data and come out with a different number. CAD yen. Okay, what's Aussie yen doing? It's still in a price trap, but the bias is long because we're still in an upward, still making higher lows here. It's just painfully slow. And what was the one, the pound CAD was the one that tagged me here. And it's still tagging that same spot and bouncing off that shelf. Still tagging that shelf and holding. So that could be interesting. But we still got, this is falling. The end of this candle on a 5 minute, I would take another shot at this. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tags at that shelf. That's why these things are so powerful. It's in the middle of the run, if you see what I mean, but nothing's able to crack it. And I don't want to jump the gun. Wait for the candle to close. That's the rule. And this is a pound CAD. So, and they're right on top of each other, which explains all of this. So this may not be anything I want to look at. Let's take another look at Aussie Chef. Let's bring this up here. Okay, Aussie Chef is still long, but it's at that R3. Let's bring this down a little bit and take a look. There's our point, but this candle is not closed yet. Now, so now what we were talking about the other day, Daryl, if this candle came all the way back down here somewhere, this line would come all the way back down.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just so you know, because remember, this is the hinge. This is the hinge right here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, right now, this is the hinge, this point. So when this closes, we'll see what we have. So the news didn't do much of anything either. But again, we equaled yesterday's range. We got a lot of hits. We never went above this level I marked before. We spiked above it. Remember, this blue box will get longer every time we run up and touch this. You follow me? Because the blue box will expand to show the current day's range. But this blue line here is this set of highs that we haven't cracked. And again, we had a short here. We missed it. Not that we missed much of anything, to be honest, with this price action. What was that the other day? We were in a trade for over an hour. Remember that? On a 5-minute chart?
Yeah.
So
I
here
was
we
in,
go.
I think, one yesterday for longer than that to make whatever 3 or 4 pips.
Aussie, New Zealand. And that looks like a decent one at the close of this candle. Let me just mark this. Okay, there we go. 3-pip spread. And since the markets are not really... Where the hell is my... Oh, there it is, the buy line. Let's go out, go to 10. And I'll bring this down here. 4-pip spread, and that gives me a 10-pip stop. Put it right here at this, right there at the shelf again. Yeah, it's equal to yesterday's range. There's just not much to choose from here. But we've got an all green signal bar. And the Aussie, New Zealand are definitely have enough disparity between them. Let's move this up to the top. And they're both buys. Aussie moving in the same direction. Let's run down. Let's run up here and just see what else happened. Nope, that's still long. I don't want that. Dollar yen. That's still long. Got nothing there. This was our. We don't have the green candle, so pound Aussie is short. And oh, we've got a little hook here, so this would be a short trade. Oh, 6 pips. All right, let me just see something. How far down is it to the bottom? 25. Okay. Sell. Yep. And come on. I'll go right down to this shelf here. This is 15 pips here. We might be in this all day. So pull up a chair, as they say. And I'll go right. Oh boy, that's a lot of stop loss. 18 pips. But a 6-pip spread, I gotta bite the bullet on that. And my goal will be to move that stop loss up as much as I can. All right. So we're not in any dollar danger. You see, it's like 15 bucks between the 3 trades. So, oh, let me go down let me see if there's one more in here. Rising. Shoot. Well, no, at the close of this candle, this might be a good target. That's only 6 pips to the, no, only 6 pips to the top there. Pound dollar is rising. Oh, shoot, that was it. And we're, what, 3 pips away, plus 3 is 6. I'm not going to chase it. If this comes back down, we get back down to this open, that might be worth it. There we go. Close enough. And that was based off of this trade here. All right, right here. Because at this close, we had this hook. So we got a lot of trades in. Let's see. Let's look at Aussie New Zealand. Aussie New Zealand looks like it's trying to go in profit. There it is. All right. And what was the other Aussie pair? There's Aussie Yen. It's still doing that whole thing. All right. And what else are we in? Pound Aussie, I need to bring up to the top. Okay. And, oh, Pound US. I did a brain fart. Pound US. Pound US was, that was a brain fart because I'm opposite on those two. See that? These should both be in the same direction.
Think of it as a hedge.
Yeah. Gee, thanks. Let's look at Pound Aussie. Pound Aussie, we should have gone short on, and we did. Okay, I'm happy with that. And Pound US, I went long on this, which, okay, that all makes sense on that. But we've got these just unbearable flat markets. Where are we? Pound Aussie. We're way deep on Pound Aussie. Let's see what's happening there. Oh, it's doing might do a 3 candle in here then. See how much meat's in this candle and in the next one. Yeah, the markets are just, let's go back to Aussie Yen. Just give them all a quick look. Yeah, we just got into a big price trap here. Something just popped. And probably Pound Aussie, I think. Yeah, it was Pound Aussie. All right, nothing going on there. Aussie New Zealand. Okay, that's still long. I'm still going to stay with that. And the pound dollar, let's take a look at that. So Mark, 2 trades didn't pan out today. Let's go take a look at them. I just want to see what the, okay, so about 60 bucks. Okay, not the end of the world. Not what I want to see, but not the end of the world either. Aussie New Zealand, what happened on that? Okay, so that's going to do another possible pullback and a leg up.
We're waiting for stocks to open too in about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't go back to the 15-minute chart before. The other thing with the 15-minute chart, it forces you to be more patient because you're only going to get 4 trade opportunities per hour. And that's why you scan as many charts as you can. This is Aussie, New Zealand. Okay, so stock market, I guess, is trying to open. Okay, this is Aussie, New Zealand. This should climb up. Here's Aussie and New Zealand. Okay, and Aussie yen. Okay, it's moving. It's not stuck. And pound dollar. He is attempting to go long. We got all these higher lows here, but we got this wall right here. And again, look at this shelf. Look how strong this shelf is here. Right there. That's, and nothing to do but wait. And wait, do I not have a stop loss and take profit on this pound dollar? I don't. Let me go back to the 5. It's a little bit. And let's bring this stop down here. Let's see. I'll go right to this 13 pips. I'm comfortable with that. Close and bring this up here. 13 is right at R1. I'll go 1 pip above it so we can see the actual line itself. And okay, now Aussie yen. This is starting to curl a little bit, but the bias is still long. Yeah, it's an awkward day today. Let's just scan a few more pairs here. Let's just see. Let's look at pound New Zealand. Do we have pound newsy here? No. Pound yen we looked at. Let's give it another look. That's a long trade on pound yen. And yeah, that's a nice one. And 5 pip spread, that's about right. That's about where my entry was. Pound yen, okay, let's bring my stop down. That's 11, 5 pip spread. I'm going to bring down to here. This shelf in here. And bring this up to 15 up here. On the assumption this thing gets some wheels under it. Isn't this exciting? Oh boy. And this is I don't know if I should bail on this or not. That's 3 candles in that pullback already. And well, we're sitting right at this shelf here, so let me just mark this. See what happens here. And stop loss is in the right place. All right, not enough that I could do about it, but leave it. And this Aussie New Zealand, these are just really, I mean, we've been in a couple of these trades for a long time, and it's just been no movement. I have to figure out how I can start like a half hour earlier. Oh, this was Well, this is a general bias on this is down because we're um, below the 50 level. And this would have been our counter trend trade trend line break right here. Now we've got 2 points we could draw across. Okay. And counter trend, that's 34 pips up to the top there. And again, a 6-pip spread. The spreads are also seem to be a little bit wider than normal too. These are usually like 4s and 5s, but that's a solid 6. And well, we're in this one, and it should be going long, that pound dollar. So I won't worry about that counter trend. And also yen is sitting at that shelf. Aussie is still considerably stronger than the yen. Yeah, nothing. I just got to leave it. If it's going to stop, it's going to stop. Let's see what else is going on here. Dollar chef. Oh, that would have been a surprise. This was what, the 9:30? Yeah, this was the open of the stock market here. Euro chef. There was our entry there, Euro chef on the long, but we've equaled yesterday's range here. That's the only thing that let me bring this down. That is a trade. It's like I said, we've equaled yesterday's range, and this is not a pair I generally trade a lot. Let me just see where the euro is and the chef. And we don't really have 2 points apart. Aussie dollar, bias is short, and close of this candle gave us this hook, and something else just popped. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was good news. No, 3 in a row. And what was that? Pound Aussie. Oh, okay. Well, I expected that. Let me go back to pound Aussie. And that should have came right to that. No, it wasn't pound Aussie. Pound CAD maybe. Oh, what's it? Oh, I was on a 15-minute chart maybe. Aussie yen. Oh, maybe it was Aussie yen. Yeah, that was the one we had at the top of the list here. Yeah, that was the one. Came right down to the shelf here. Okay. All right. So this is looks like it's just going to be one of those days. Aussie, New Zealand. And we're long there. And again, it's doing a pullback. We were close to yesterday's range. I'm just trading into brick walls here today. And here we're trying to crack this level. If we crack this level, we're good. But we need to crack it first. Let's see Aussie, New Zealand. And that's a 3-pip. So let me do some math here, because it may be better to close a couple of these and just call it a day, because sometimes you keep going and you don't help yourself at all. So far $98. Okay, that's okay. And let me see which one of these. This is pound dollars trying to get into profit. Yay. And pound yen is I'll put that up here. Move this down. So pound yen, we were long there. And I don't see, nope, that's all in line. What do we have here? Aussie, New Zealand. Okay, wow, this is going to be just a red letter day. Pound yen, everything got stopped today. Pound yen. That looks like that's going to do the same thing. Everything's turning here. This is pound. That's kind of bizarre. Pound is stronger than yen. I don't know what the underlying stuff is. And we got 2 pound buys here. And let's take a look at pound dollar. Yeah, they should be moving similarly, but they're not. So, and let me just check my account. I want to stay in that. Okay, so 121, we're good. I still keep that $200 limit. I don't see anything else here that makes any sense. Let me look at pound yen. Do I want to just get out of this on my own? No, I like where the stop is. Just honor it. That's all. So we only have pound yen and pound dollar. And we are about 10 pips down. Well, 12 pips down, let's call it. Go pound dollar. A whole 3 pips. Oh. All right, let's take a look at some other charts here. Pound chef. Yeah, nothing there. It's kind of dollar yen. Euro yen. That was our trade right there on euro yen. This could be a slow mover too. Another widespread. It's only 5 pips to the top, so we'd only get 3 pips out of this before it ever got anywhere.
Pound yen seems to be aligning itself with dollar yen.
Well, yeah, the yen pairs seem to be moving together. Let's take a look at dollar yen. And yep, let me just move this up and then take a look at pound yen. Yeah, very similar. Yeah, I agree. So the yen could be gaining strength, which it is now, because the yen is now 4.
Pound dollar looks very bullish.
It does, yes. Let me go up to 15, see what that looks like. It does look bullish. It's just we've got this wall right here.
Yeah, yeah. Once we break that, is a 200 moving average.
Yeah.
Once it breaks that wall.
Well, we haven't had a day like this in a long time.
Yeah.
But that's it happens. That's trading.
Wow.
Dollar yen, look at this.
Yeah.
Well, again, we've got a downward bias. We're below the 50 the whole bit, and there was our short signal. I guess we just weren't looking at the chart at that time, but that would have been it. and the other pound thing just stopped. What was that? Pound yen? Oh, it must have been 5 minute pound yen, I think it was. Yeah, and it came down. This was my stop here at the shelf, I believe.
What's
So
the
yeah,
answer to being able to get the most of lovely setups when, unfortunately, you move away, you take your eyes away from it, and then the next moment,
could
a
you?
potential trade one has just missed. And so, what's
Yeah.
the answer? What's the solution usually to it?
Could you repeat that?
Spotting lovely trades, but then because you take your eyes away from it, or for some reason you miss them.
Oh, well,
What's your
the answer,
solution?
yeah, the answer to that is to pick like your two or three favorite pairs
Mm-hmm.
and only trade those. But
Okay.
we're trading a wide variety of pairs. So if you only have two or three favorite pairs, then it's easy to
Mm.
stay focused and never miss a trade.
Okay.
That's the definitely the solution. But when you're doing, I don't know what this is, 15, 16 pairs,
Mm.
you're definitely going to miss a few along the way. And that's just, the the price you pay. And it doesn't, phase me so much because I understand that that's going to happen in this format. Like when I trade the S&P, that's the only thing I'm looking at. If I trade the S&P or the Dow, that's it. There's not like there's like the S&P versus gold or the S&P versus oil. So that
Yeah.
that makes it much easier to really not miss many trades.
Yeah.
Okay, is this going to be like
Um,
a tease up here? Let me just look my account history.
yo
Uh,
yo. So
mm,
pound yen has joined. Pound yen has joined the pound dollar team now.
okay, so 153. Oh, you said, let me go look at pound yen again. It shouldn't.
It's looking bullish again.
Uh, I know, but look, this is the thing that gets me. That's where my stop was on that shelf.
Oh,
You see that?
yeah.
That's the part that really just irks the daylights out of me because that's where my stop was. I'm going to take one more shot at this pound yen.
Long. Is that long? Mhm.
Yeah, I took a buy on it,
Okay.
and but that's funny. I mean, this what twice today it went right to the shelf and then turned around. And I know these
It's
shelves are
real.
powerful. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
It's reading your chart.
Yeah, that's just the nature of
The
trading,
dealers are reading your chart.
right? Let's go back to pound dollar. Take a look at that. Um, I'll stay on that a little bit. I'd like to get the 10 out of it. Maybe that's what I should take right now. And yeah, I'll take the 10. And now we'll just worry about pound yen. Yeah, so as I mentioned before, like when I'm doing my other trading, I usually look at trades like between noon and 3 after I do my domestic stuff. I'm not scattered,
Mm.
and that's been very, very good for me, knock wood, because I needed it. And I didn't have time to play around with the trade copiers and go through all that. And these new builds of MetaTrader 4 are so buggy that what are we up to now, as a matter of fact? Up to build 9, 10 already.
Mm.
And some of them have a lot of different quirks in it, and some of my favorite, special indicators stopped working, and I had to get them modified to work on the new build, and so I just went, I just adjusted my trading to go back and look at the S&P and the Dow and all that, and oil on occasion. Oh, I need to put a take profit in here. Let's go with 10, and That shelf is way too far away now. But you see how but the other thing about these shelves, you see how powerful they are for scalping?
Yeah.
Price comes right to it, right exactly to it, and then takes off. That's why I like them so much. And most of the time, price won't get near the shelf, but it's just been the last few times we've done this. You know, it's just the way it's been. But we can
Because
walk away
I've seen
possibly
very
with a,
lo- Mhm.
what's that? Let me see. This is a 5 pip stop, and that's 16. I'm going to go with this shelf now. All right, so we got, let me go to my account history, 126, so that's not bad. We got some of it back. Let's see if we can get, 5 or 10 out of this back. And what time is it? It's 1:45. So it won't be a lost day. It was a unusual day. But I'm sticking, with the new system. I'm not varying, same thing I do with the other stuff. If that's the system, then you trade that rule and you stick with it, you live with it. My stops being tight has cost me, let me take that back. My stops being tight have caused a couple of trades to not work out. But again, I know that going into it that I'm going to have tighter stops than usual. I don't go out to the ultimate swing highs and swing lows. And while this is cooking, let's take a look at some other stuff. Let's look at Aussie Chef. That's still, see that, glad that wasn't an issue. Again, this is sideways. That's a mess. Aussie CAD gave us a, no, this should be short right now, Aussie CAD, on that hook, because we're in a downtrend and we may break this trend line. So Aussie CAD might do something. Our pound yens and profit. Let's go back and take a peek. All right, we'll see if it'll get up there. Be good to end the day on a positive note.
Looking quite bullish, though. So.
Yeah. But this is why you don't give up. You don't panic. You stick with your system. Stick by your guns or whatever. Let's see if that'll get up there to 10. Yeah, so this was an interesting day. We had a couple of trades that, didn't cooperate, but we should walk away with a couple of winners here. We'll let this make this bottom wick, which is, and it should stop right there at this lone soldier or in that little area generally, if this has that much strength in it. Okay, I'm going to slide this over, and I just want to look at a couple of other pairs here. Let's take a look at Pound Chef. Well, the bias is long, definitely, but we've got a price trap here. Let's take a look at Euro Yen. This is one I think we had looked at earlier, and said I was going to come back to it and didn't get back to it. And it appears to be yen weakness. Our pound yen is climbing again. Let me just see what it's going to do. Yeah, this is more yen weakness, it looks like. Okay, what was that other pair? That was Euro Yen we were just looking at. And there was our trade there. And again, well, it's the same thing. Like I said, if you're dancing from chart to chart, you're going to miss a few. And we had that problem once before. And we corrected it by just concentrating on a couple of pairs, and then we, would hit, 5, 6 trades in a row. but I'm not chasing it because this was a signal. This could be a second signal, but we're at right at the pivot, and we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles deep in this already. That's a hate to miss it, but I can't chase it. Yeah, that's the rule. Don't chase.
Mm.
Let's go back to pound yen. Come on, give me 5 and I'll be happy. Let me bring this over. It's coming up on 10 o'clock anyway. Okay, 5.5. I'm happy. So let's go back to our count and just see. There we go, 115. So we got back quite a bit of that drawdown. We got back a reasonable amount of it. So we're about 11 pips off. All right, so that's not bad at all. This is not the greatest day. It's been a long time since we had a day like this. I can't even remember when it happened last time. This is long because we're still and this hook here was our entry. So this was our entry right here. All right, we will come back to it again tomorrow. So we ended the day with a couple of winners. That was good. Yeah, and as I look at the charts, there's it's just the way it is. I mean, look how long this thing's been sideways. Yeah, look, this is
After breaking the shelf, it went back up again.
yeah, well, yeah. And this is 8:30 when we started, so the whole morning it has gone sideways.
Mm.
And there's no way you can predict that or plan for it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
There's virtually nothing you can do about it except trade the signals you have. And this was our signal here. Did we do an Aussie yen trade? Let me go back here. Let me just see. Let's do it this way. Let's look at the Aussie New Zealand and 5-minute chart, and you can see it's just sideways. It came right here, right to the shelf. Unbelievable. And then turned around. I mean, right. So at least I know I'm right. I'm right about the shelves. I'm sorry, Nancy. Didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yes, yeah. I was just saying it's a very logical position, a very logical area.
Yeah, yeah. You just have to learn to look for it.
And the trader looks, yeah.
So let's take a look at the rest of these and just see what happened overall. See if there's something to learn from it. And again, this one went right to the shelf. See that? That shelf?
Yeah.
And turned right around on the shelf.
Mm.
So from the shelf out. So again, that's, 2 times it hit the shelf and bounced away. That was Aussie. We're looking at the trades on the 17th. Okay. And then again, it hit the shelf where my stop loss was. And from the shelf down was 19 pips. So as I said, these shelves are great scalping areas. And let's go Aussie yen. Yeah, maybe this one was a legitimate stop. Well, there's the shelf again. Where was oh, the stop must have been right underneath this line, I guess, because I don't see the marker here.
Yep, that's it.
Wow. So I'll have to adjust what I'm doing with the shelves then, is the one thing I can see already.
Maybe 2 pips below.
Yeah, maybe a pip or 2. This one went right to my stop, and this was a legitimate stop because it kept going through the stop right here. You see that? Kept going through. So that's legitimate. So we got one legitimate. That's a winner. And all the rest of these were all shelves. They all stopped and turned on the shelf. Every one of them. Here's the last one. See that? Stopped and turned on that shelf.
Yeah.
All right, so lesson learned. Pay closer attention to, or in this market, the shelves are more of a magnet than a repellent. Because normally those shelves you're very, very safe. But that's not the case at the moment. And this is why you review every trade. Go back and see, is there a pattern? Is there something going on? And out of all of these, we had one that was legitimate stop where it hit the stop and kept going through it. Everything else stopped at the shelf. So that's something to learn.
You need to master the shelves.
Yeah. Or just start taking the scalps at the shelves and move my stop back a little farther and not be so cheap. Which is spend some money.
Wait for it to hit the shelf before taking the trade and
Sure. That could be another way of doing it.
in that direction.
All right.
And
So
that way we can stay in longer.
so we had 4 shelf stops and 1 legitimate stop. All right. So again, you know, I know that these shelves are powerful points. There's no question about it in my mind. And the market today proved it. It actually proved it that these were extremely powerful points to keep an eye on. And here comes another long entry at the close of this candle, but it's 10 o'clock and I need to be on my way. Let me just take a look at the 2 winning trades. It's good to end the day on yeah, so I got out of this manually, and it did eventually hit our take profit about 2 more pips away. And this pound yen, this was interesting here again, right to the shelf. That was the first trade. Now here was the second trade again after the other signal. And again, I exited this manually, but it looks like it may come up here to hit this to hit that target. All right, so we'll pay close attention to shelves starting tomorrow. And this is how you adapt. You know, the market changes and you have to adapt to the change. I think a lot of times people get themselves in trouble by almost forcing the market or wanting the market to, damn it, you know, accept my rules. And that's not, it's just not what it does. You know, you got to be able to adapt to the changes in the market. So right now, these shelves appear to be very good scalping points, more so than stop loss points. And that's where my profit would have been. So the last 2 trades were spot on, trading off of this system with the doubles. The other ones were they were pretty good also, but my stops were too tight. So any questions, any thoughts or concepts? Anyone else see anything that we might have missed in this? Nope. Okay.
Just need to be observant of the shelves.
Yeah. And you know, learning from it. That's the key. So if all of these trades would have been winners had I moved my stop a little bit more, and it was the shelf that got me. So, oh, this is a new thing. That's kind of cool. It says placed manually. They never had that before in the older build that I remember. Oh, very interesting.
What? Show your trade.
Well, no, it says placed manually.
Placed manually. Okay.
You see where when I hover over the price?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of EAs, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't remember that in the older builds.
No. It's new. It's part of a new build.
What was that?
Of how it reads in the list there?
Yeah. It says placed manually.
Yeah.
See that?
I suppose it's to be able to identify EAs from
exactly. If you're doing both on and off.
Yeah.
I want to look at this one other system I just want to see what that would have done today. Oh, this is a 1 hour chart. That's not the one I want. This is the 15, and I can't change these time frames, so Oh, and this is only 15-minute chart, so okay. I can't change the time frame on this just because of how it's structured. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right. So I'll just let that go until now let me go to the Euro. Let me just check this one. And I don't have my timestamp thingy on here either. Let me just see if it's in this list. Oh, come on. This one doesn't let me change the color either, I don't think. No, it's on there, but it won't let me change the color. That kind of sucks. I got to put the other one on. Let me just see something here. Properties. Yep. That's what that was. Let me go look at 830 here. It's a choppy market anyway, so I'm trying a bunch of new indicators, and as you guys know, I'm always looking at stuff. I've come across a couple of things that I actually like quite a bit. All right, we will try this again tomorrow. This was actually a good day because I learned something. I picked up on something today.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that will put more money back in my pocket. And I can hedge on this broker, so that's the other nice thing. I can keep my long trade in, but then add to it on the shelf. And we'll give that a shot tomorrow. I think that may be very, very productive. All right, I will speak with you guys tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks a lot, Lou.
Yep, be well, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Hey, bye.